That's exactly.
No. You're so sweet. But today we're honoring someone who's very, very special to us all. He was right here, Larry Elder. Let's have a big hand for Larry Elder. Come up here, Larry. Come up here, Larry. And you got his brother joined us right up here, and family as well. Larry was born in Los Angeles at the big county hospital, where more people have been born than any other hospital in the country. And Larry grew up in Los Angeles and was a great graduate of Crenshaw High School. And then he went to Brown University, where he got a great degree, but he always cared about people. And he knew it's his calling in the future to communicate with people. We salute the sage from South Central for 20 years here in radio, and I'd like to ask Joe Buscaino from the 15th District to join us, because he listens to Larry every day of the week when he's not listening to K-Earth 101. Joe, get up here with me now.
That took a while.
It took us a while. He got his JD from the University of Michigan Law School, Go Big Blue, and he moved on to Cleveland, Ohio, where he began a successful career as a trial lawyer, and then founded the Lawrence Elder and Associates, a thriving recruitment and placement for experienced attorneys. He began his career in television in 1986, hosting a topic-oriented TV show in Cleveland, and then in 1991, he hosted an award-winning Larry Elder Show for a local Fox affiliate as well, and awarded Ohio's Cable Television Association Outstanding Award. But he came to Los Angeles in 1994. And Larry, in 1994, turned it all on at 790. George Green was your general manager, who I once gave up a seat at Dodger Stadium. Where's George Green? Georgie, baby, you had hair last time. God love George Green, the general manager who brought us talk radio. God damn it. I'm sorry, George. Good to see you. Well, no, it's a bad one. It's a bad one. But all the work that has been done over the years in communicating to people, inspiring people, that Larry Elder has done that. And I want to ask my colleague, Mr. Buscaino, to say a few words before we present this formally.
Thank you, Tom. It's great to stand to recognize Larry Elder for his work on radio and TV broadcast. You know, we earlier this week, we shared and highlighted and thanked our veterans for fighting for our freedoms. And one of our freedoms is our First Amendment right of freedom of speech. And Larry has really taken that to different levels with his work on radio. It's really stirred a lot of dialogue and conversation on national and emotions on national, local issues. Variety of issues, and I think that's why he has a strong following on his radio show, and I also see him on TV at times as well. But my first memory of Larry Elder, in life you never forget your firsts, and my first was as an elected official. My first radio interview on one of my first no votes here, when Larry called and asked me to appear on his radio show. And we had a great discussion and great dialogue, and I'll never forget that. So, and Larry, I believe you have family from the Harbor area, right? Yes, and he's got some personal ties to the San Pedro, Wilmington area. So we honor Larry for his work, the sage of South Central, and we recognize your work and thank you for your leadership.
Larry, I wanted to ask somebody to come. George, come up here right now. He used to give great editorials on KABC. Say something about Larry, because you're the man who gave him his opportunity.
There you go. Unexpectedly, I'm very pleased to tell you that Larry is one of the most outstanding performers that I ever had the privilege of managing, looking for him, heard him on the air. He was a guest of Dennis Prager, I guess. And I liked what I heard, and the rest is history. Hired Larry in 1994, and here it is 20 years later. I'd like everybody to congratulate him for being able to do what he does. Smart, intelligent, bright, handsome, great writer, author, debater, you name it. He's just everything that this community needs to have to serve this community and he wants nothing more than to change the world, but first the United States.
I think, George, all right.
Mr. Labonge, I do have a couple of your colleagues that would like to say a few words. Mr. Koretz?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Elder and I have not always agreed on every issue, but I think he has done an incredible job in terms of educating the public, creating a dialogue around policy issues that we should be thinking about and don't do often enough. And in that way, you've provided a great service to the city of Los Angeles. And also, there is an issue that we do agree on, which is support for the State of Israel. And I thank you for your many years of support on that very important issue.
Thank you. Mr. Parks?
Thank you. Larry, I just saw you yesterday, and so you did a great job on CNN dealing with the Ferguson issue. But I just wanted to comment that over the years, having met your mom and your dad, that you've made them very, very proud. You have had a significant schedule. I wonder how you can get all this done. 4 or 5 hours a day on the radio. One time you're on TV judging cases. Then you had a bestseller book and you're running around the world on that. And it just went on and on and on. And you've made a great impact. Again, many times we're on the radio and I have to disagree with you. But one thing I have to always say that your thoughts are consistent. Your positions do not waver, and that you have thought them out. And so that's always good to have that ability to agree, to disagree, but continue to keep calling and saying, can we discuss this issue? The one thing I keep asking you, if you keep calling me the rate you are, I want to be on scale. I just want to tell you that. So thank you very much and congratulations.
Hey. Inspirational as he is, a success as he is, he's going to get his star on the Walk of Fame for the broadcasting star coming up next year. So today we salute Larry Elder for all his accomplishments, 20 years on radio.
And Mr. Elder, I heard a reference to Cleveland, Ohio.
Right.
Were you born or?
No, President. I was raised here in South Central, but I lived in Cleveland for 17 years.
Okay, because that's the place of my birth. So obviously you worked in a city that I care a great deal about. And again, even though we don't agree or see eye to eye on everything, I respect you.
Thank you.
And I respect your success. I think you are a very, very smart man who demands my respect, and that you have it. Congratulations on this day. Let us give him one more round of applause.
Thank you.
The floor is yours, Mr. Elder.
Thank you, President Wesson. Mr. President, when you lived in Cleveland, were you an East Sider or a West Sider? I don't talk to the West Siders.
I lived all around. Probably you would know me from Kinsman,
that's
East 145th Street.
That's East Side, so we can talk. Happy birthday. Councilman Tom Labonge, thank you very much for this honor. This would not have happened without my fiancée, Alexandra Dadick. Thank you very much for that. And I also want to thank my brother for being here, my family, my friends for being here, George for hiring me. My mother and my father are my best friends. They, of course, could not be here. And my mom was born in Huntsville, Alabama. She always told me, President, that if you work hard and you're good at something, no matter how bad things are, you're going to be rewarded. And she told me about a man in the South who couldn't read or write, a black man. What he did was build chimneys. And the thing is, when you build a chimney, you want to build a chimney that doesn't smoke. And he built the best chimneys in the South. He also, even though he couldn't read or write, would estimate exactly how many bricks it would take. The idea is not to order too many bricks, otherwise you have waste. So the guy could tell you how many bricks you needed within 2 bricks. He was the most employed chimney maker in the South, even though it was during this racist Jim Crow time, because he was the best. My father did not know his biological father, never met him. His mother threw him out of the house when he was 13 years old. This is in the Jim Crow South, Athens, Georgia. My father just embarked on a series of Dickensian jobs, came out here to California as a Pullman porter. They were the largest private employers of blacks in those days. My father kind of made a mental note, President, that he might relocate to California someday. World War II happened, Pearl Harbor happened, my father joined the Marines. He became a Montford Point Marine, one of the first black Marines. There were 20,000 of them. Congress gave them a Congressional Medal of Honor a few years ago. My dad got his posthumously at Camp Pendleton a couple years ago. And my dad always said, hard work wins. You get out of life what you put into it. No matter how hard you work, bad things are going to happen. How you address those bad things will tell your mother and me whether or not we raised a man. To which I would always say, not too much pressure, Dad. So I want to thank my mother and father who can't be here. And God bless you, and God bless the city of Los Angeles. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
We're going to take a group shot with the whole team and we can escort. Denny, please. Thank you.